This person close to your heart, they'll say their final goodbye. My beloved child, listen closely, because what you're about to hear will shake the ground beneath your heart. Someone who has shared your laughter, your silence, your storms, and your healing, someone whose presence has always felt like a soft hand on your shoulder, is standing at the edge of a moment that will change everything you believe about love, loss, and destiny. They carry a truth inside them, one they never wanted to speak, one they've avoided even in their prayers. Yet now, they know the time has come to whisper their final goodbye. Something huge is waiting for you. And before that moment arrives, you must understand the journey that led them here, the secrets they kept, the pain they swallowed, the memories they protected like sacred fire. They were never leaving because of anger. They were never stepping away because of distance. They were silently drowning in their own fading strength, but they didn't want you to see them breaking. They wanted you to remember them as the one who stood strong for you even when their own knees were shaking. Amen. Blessing 111. Hear me again, because what follows now will pull your heartbeat into a rhythm you've never felt before. This is not a story of tragedy, this is a revelation of devotion so powerful that even destiny bows to it. For months, maybe years, they've been fighting something inside them that whispered, "You must prepare." They never told you because they loved you too deeply to let fear stain your days. They watched you grow, struggle, rise, and glow, and every moment with you felt like an extra borrowed sunrise. But now, as the chapters of their journey begin to close, they're gathering every ounce of courage they have left to tell you the one thing they wished they never had to say: if the universe ever forces me to let go, remember, my love never will. Their final goodbye isn't abandonment, it is a bridge they are building for you to walk into a future they have secretly prayed for. And even as they prepare to step back, they leave behind a message, one so shocking, one so life-altering, that when you hear it, you will never look at your own story the same way again. Something huge is waiting for you. Amen. Blessing 222. Now lean closer, because the twist you're about to uncover is the kind of revelation that rewrites destinies. They are not leaving your life forever, they are leaving their old identity behind. The farewell they're preparing is not to you, but to the version of themselves that was breaking silently. They have been healing in shadows, rebuilding in silence, rising from their own ashes with a strength that even they didn't know they were capable of. Their goodbye is nothing more than the closing of a past that no longer serves the light they are stepping into. They are returning to you, not as someone fragile, but as someone awakened, transformed, unshakable. They will come back with answers to questions you never asked, clarity for wounds you never voiced, and a truth that has the power to rearrange the entire direction of your life. Something huge is waiting for you. When they return, they won't say, "I missed you." They will say, "I'm ready for the chapter we were always meant to write." Amen. Blessing 333. Listen closely now, because what unfolds here will grip the deepest corners of your soul. The person whose absence would shake your entire world is standing in a moment where their heart is whispering things their lips haven't dared to speak. They're preparing a goodbye, but not the kind you fear. It's a goodbye wrapped in truth, in revelation, in a confession that your spirit was always meant to hear. They have carried a secret, a weight, a hidden story that has shaped every glance, every silence, every moment they shared with you. And now, the universe is guiding them to reveal everything, before time forces the words out of their trembling heart. Something huge is waiting for you. As they gather courage, tears, and memories, they know one thing for sure: you deserve to understand why destiny pulled your paths together. Amen. Blessing 444. Let this sink in, because their goodbye is not just a moment, it is a doorway. And behind that doorway lies a truth that will stop your breath for a second. They have watched you from a distance, prayed for you in silence, protected you without credit, and loved you in ways they thought you'd never discover. They believed that if they told you the depth of their devotion, you might step back, shocked by the intensity of what they feel. But now, as the clock pulls them toward a final choice, they no longer wish to leave this world, or this chapter, without you knowing that you were the brightest part of their journey. Their goodbye is their confession: I stayed in your shadows, because your light was enough to keep me alive. Something huge is waiting for you. Amen. Blessing 555. And now, my beloved child, before this revelation reaches its peak, pause for a moment and let your breath settle. Because what they are about to reveal next will transform your understanding of love, fate, and connection. They are not walking away from you, they are walking toward the version of themselves that can finally stand beside you without fear, without guilt, without hiding. Their farewell is the beginning of their rebirth. They want you to witness it. They want you to feel it. They want your heart to be ready for the moment they return, not broken, but reborn. And as you hear these words, remember, voices like this don't reach you by accident. If this message found you today, it means your story is shifting, your destiny is aligning, and someone, somewhere, is holding your name like a prayer. Something huge is waiting for you. Amen. Blessing 666. My beloved child, breathe slowly, because what you're about to feel will move through you like a quiet earthquake. The person whose goodbye hangs heavy in the air is standing at a crossroad where memory, guilt, love, and destiny collide. They aren't afraid of leaving. What terrifies them is leaving without telling you the truth their heart has guarded like a sacred flame. There were moments they wanted to confess everything, the nights they cried for you, the days they pretended to be strong, the hours they replayed your smile just to stay alive inside their own storms. They are preparing a goodbye because they believe you deserve clarity, not confusion, closure, not silence. But deep within their trembling chest, one fear repeats: what if this goodbye destroys them? Something huge is waiting for you. Amen. Blessing 777. Now listen carefully, because this part of their story is wrapped in revelation. They are not saying goodbye to you, they are saying goodbye to the version of themselves that was never able to love you the way you deserved. They carried wounds you never saw, battles they never spoke of, insecurities buried so deep that even your kindness couldn't reach them. And every time they stepped closer to you, their fear whispered, "You are not enough for someone so pure." They hid behind jokes, behind distance, behind silence, because they were terrified you would see their brokenness. But destiny has cornered them now. They must choose: remain hidden, or rise. Their final goodbye is actually the burial of their old self, the self that doubted, feared, and ran. They are shedding the shadows. They are preparing to return as someone worthy of standing beside you. Something huge is waiting for you. Amen. Blessing 888. And now hear this truth, because it will rewrite the way you see this moment forever. Their heart has already chosen you, long before your eyes even knew how to meet theirs. They thought loving you from afar was enough. They thought distance would protect you from their chaos. But what they didn't know was this: you were the light designed to guide them out of their darkness. That's why, even in goodbye, they cannot fully let go. Their soul is tied to yours, not by chance, but by design. This chapter may feel like an ending, but it is quietly marking the beginning of the greatest transformation of your life. Their goodbye is a signal, a shift, a divine warning that something massive, unexpected, and life-altering is approaching your path. Something huge is waiting for you. Amen. Blessing 999. My beloved child, prepare your heart, because what unfolds in this part carries a weight that destiny itself has been holding back until now. The person whose goodbye lingers like a silent storm is standing at the edge of a truth that will shake the roots of everything you believed about your connection. They have reached a moment where their soul refuses to hide anymore. The emotions they swallowed, the pain they buried, the words they locked inside their trembling chest, everything is rising to the surface now. And as they prepare to speak their final goodbye, something unexpected happens: their heart refuses to release your name. Every memory of you becomes a lifeline, every moment with you becomes a reason to stay, and every tear they've held back becomes proof that they were never ready to leave. Something huge is waiting for you. Amen. Blessing 1111. Now listen with the part of you that feels before it understands, because this truth carries a shock your mind will need time to process. Their goodbye isn't only about the past, it's about a future that is being rewritten in real time. They discovered something that changes everything. A message, a sign, a realization that the universe is pulling them back toward you with a force they cannot resist. They thought stepping away would protect you, but destiny has shown them the opposite. Without you, their spirit weakens. Without you, their purpose fades. They now know that their final goodbye was never meant to separate you, it was meant to awaken both of you. Every hidden feeling, every suppressed emotion, every unsent message has begun to rise like a tide ready to break. And in that rising, their heart whispers, "I'm not done with you. My goodbye was a mistake written in fear, not fate. Something huge is waiting for you." Amen. Blessing 1212. And now, brace yourself, because the twist coming next is more powerful than anything revealed before. They are about to return, but not as the person who left. They are coming back with truth in their voice, fire in their soul, and clarity in their eyes. They've realized that losing you would be the greatest pain their heart could ever endure. Their goodbye was not the end, it was the spark that ignited their transformation. They are ready to tell you everything: why they pulled away, what they feared, what they hid, and what they truly feel. The moment they return, they won't ask for forgiveness, they will offer you the part of their heart they once believed was unworthy of you. And as destiny shifts, one message echoes through every corner of your future: something huge is waiting for you. Amen. Blessing 1414. My beloved child, steady your breath, because this part carries the kind of revelation that sends a shiver through the timeline of your destiny. The person whose goodbye has been haunting the air around your soul is standing at the edge of a truth they can no longer run from. They thought their silence would protect you. They believed disappearing quietly would save you from heartbreak. But destiny has crushed that illusion. As they prepare their final goodbye, their heart collapses under one realization: they were never meant to leave you. Every step they tried to take away from you felt like walking into a world without oxygen. Every moment they tried to detach became a battle against their own pulse. And now, with their final words trembling on their lips, they understand the truth they denied for too long: your existence is the only place their spirit feels alive. Something huge is waiting for you. Amen. Blessing 15:15. Now hear this unfolding twist, because it carries a shock that changes the direction of the entire story. They discovered something, an unexpected sign, a moment, a message, that shattered their plan to walk away. It might have been a dream where your face appeared just before dawn, or a sudden wave of emotion that left them breathless, or a memory so powerful it pulled them to their knees. But whatever it was, it made them realize one thing: their goodbye is not permission from the universe, it is a rebellion against destiny. And destiny is fighting back. Every sign around them has begun pointing toward you. Every inner whisper repeats your name like a sacred chant. Every fear they once had is fading beneath a force they cannot explain. They now know they cannot leave without tearing apart the path written for both of you. Something huge is waiting for you. Amen. Blessing 16:16. And now listen with your soul, because this part reveals the emotional explosion they've been holding back. They are preparing to speak, not with hesitation, not with fear, but with truth burning in their chest like a rising sun. Their final goodbye was supposed to be an ending, yet it is turning into a confession more powerful than any word they've spoken before. They will tell you everything. The reasons behind their distance. The battles they hid. The love they tried to bury. They are breaking open, shedding the armor that once protected their pain. When they return, they won't come as someone confused or wounded, they will come as someone awakened. Someone ready. Someone certain. They will say the words they once feared: I choose you, not by accident, not by chance, but by destiny. And in that moment, your life will shift into a new chapter written by the universe itself. Because, my beloved child, something huge is waiting for you. Amen. Blessing 17:17. My beloved child, hold your heart steady, because what unfolds in this moment is the deepest crack in their soul and the brightest fire in their destiny. The person whose goodbye hovers like a shadow behind your heartbeat is facing the truth they feared the most. They tried to let you go, tried to convince themselves that stepping away was the right choice. But every time they rehearsed their final words, something inside them broke. Their voice trembled. Their courage shattered. Their heart whispered your name louder than their fear. And now they realize, they were never saying goodbye to you, they were saying goodbye to the weaker version of themselves, the one who didn't believe they deserved your love, your light, your presence. Something huge is waiting for you. Amen. Blessing 18:18. But listen closely, because the shock coming now is not just emotional, it is life-altering. They have uncovered something they never expected, something that binds your paths in a way they can no longer ignore. A sign, a moment, a revelation that struck them like lightning. They saw a future, briefly, faintly, but powerfully, and in that vision, you were there. Not as a memory, not as a distant longing, but as the person standing beside them, shaping their world with your presence. That vision erased every doubt they ever had. Their goodbye suddenly felt like a betrayal of destiny. They understood that leaving you wouldn't free them from their fears, it would bury them alive inside a life that wasn't meant for them. Their soul is done running. Their heart is choosing you with a strength that cannot be shaken. Something huge is waiting for you. Amen. Blessing 1919. Now feel this truth with every part of your spirit, because it marks the beginning of something extraordinary. They are ready to speak, the real truth, the raw truth, the truth they never had the strength to give voice to. When they return, their words will not sound like a farewell, they will sound like a vow. They will tell you why they disappeared, what they battled, what they felt, and what they feared losing most, you. Their final goodbye is transforming into their first honest hello. Not the fragile hello of the past, but a powerful, awakened, soul-anchored confession, I was never meant to walk away from you. And when this truth reaches you, everything in your world will shift, your path, your emotions, your destiny itself. Because, my beloved child, something huge is waiting for you. Amen. Blessing 2020. My beloved child, prepare yourself, because what is about to unfold carries a depth that touches the silent corners of your heart the world has never seen. The person whose goodbye was supposed to end everything is standing in a moment where the past, present, and future collide. They thought distance would numb the ache. They believed silence would protect them. They assumed letting go would free you from the weight of their unspoken emotions. But every step they took away from you felt like walking into a darker version of themselves. Their goodbye was supposed to be final, but instead, it awakened a truth they had buried for years. Their heart has always belonged to you, even when their words couldn't say it. Something huge is waiting for you. Amen. Blessing 2121. But hear me now, because this revelation is not just emotional, it is destiny shifting right beneath your feet. After preparing their final goodbye, something unexpected shattered their resolve. A message. A sign. A moment they couldn't ignore. Your name appeared when they least expected it. Your memory pulled them back when they tried to fade away. Your energy reached them in a way logic cannot explain. And in that moment, every wall they built collapsed. They realized that their goodbye was not an act of strength, it was an act of fear. A fear of not being enough. A fear of failing you. A fear of showing you the broken pieces of their soul. But destiny has stripped away their excuses. Now, instead of running, they are standing still, staring directly at the truth. You are the one person they cannot walk away from. Something huge is waiting for you. Amen. Blessing 2222. And now, my beloved child, brace your soul for the final twist of this part, because this truth will change everything you thought you knew. Their goodbye is transforming into a message they never imagined they would deliver. They aren't returning to you out of guilt, confusion, or longing. They are returning because the universe has shown them that your connection is not random, it is written. Their heart has awakened to a force stronger than fear, stronger than silence, stronger than the distance they try to create. They are stepping toward you now with clarity so sharp it cuts through every shadow of doubt they ever carried. When they appear again, whether through a call, a message, a meeting, or a moment you didn't expect, they will not speak softly. They will speak the truth they once buried. I was never saying goodbye to you. I was saying goodbye to the version of myself that didn't know how to love you fully. And from that moment on, destiny opens a door you were always meant to walk through. Because something huge is waiting for you. Amen. Blessing 23:23. My beloved child, steady your heartbeat, because this moment is where the quiet truth finally begins to roar. The person whose goodbye has been hovering like a storm cloud above your destiny has reached a breaking point. They can no longer pretend, no longer hide, no longer bury what has consumed their soul. They stood at the edge of goodbye, rehearsing the moment they would walk away forever, but something inside them refused to let their feet move. Their heart locked itself to every memory of you, every breath, every touch, every unspoken moment that changed them in ways they never admitted. Their final goodbye has turned into a realization so deep, it shakes their entire identity. They now understand that leaving you would not end their pain, it would end the strongest part of them. Something huge is waiting for you. Amen. Blessing 24:24. Listen carefully now, because the twist coming here is heavier, deeper, and more shocking than anything revealed so far. They have been hiding a truth that will cut through every assumption you ever had about their distance. They didn't walk away because they stopped caring. They walked away because their feelings for you became too powerful for their broken self to hold. Their heart was overflowing, their mind was collapsing under the fear of losing you before they even fully had you. They thought disappearing would protect both of you from the truth they were terrified to confess. But destiny cornered them. Every attempt to forget you made their attachment stronger. Every attempt to silence their emotions made their hearts scream louder. And now, that truth they ran from is rising like a tidal wave. You were never a chapter in their life, you were the entire story their soul was searching for. Something huge is waiting for you. Amen. Blessing 25:25. And finally, my beloved child, allow this part to carve itself into your spirit, because the revelation unfolding now marks the final transformation before everything changes. They are returning, not with fear, not with hesitation, but with a truth so powerful it will shake you to your core. They will reveal the reason behind every tear they hid, every message they never sent, every silence that felt like abandonment. They will confess what they never had the courage to speak, that their goodbye was a lie whispered by fear, not a decision shaped by destiny. They are ready to face you with a heart no longer breaking but awakening, ready to say the words their soul has been screaming, I choose you, and I am done running. And the moment these words reach you, your story will shift into a direction written by forces greater than both of you. Brace yourself, because something huge is waiting for you. Amen. Blessing 26:26. My beloved child, let your heart settle for a moment, because this part carries the most intense collision of truth and destiny yet. The person whose goodbye has been echoing through your spirit is finally standing face to face with the truth they can no longer outrun. They held their emotions like burning coals, believing silence would keep you safe, but silence has only scorched them. Their final goodbye was supposed to free them, yet it has chained them even deeper to the memories, the moments, and the unspoken feelings they tried to bury. Every beat of their heart repeats your name like a prayer they didn't choose but were born with. And now, standing on the edge of a destiny they can't escape, they realize something so powerful it steals their breath. Their soul is not capable of living in a world where you are not woven into their story. Something huge is waiting for you. Amen. Blessing 27:27. But now listen with the part of you that understands without logic, because this twist is not just emotional, it is fate revealing its hidden hand. They discovered something that struck through their walls like lightning. A realization so sharp it forced them to confront everything they had run from. Your energy reached them even in silence. Your presence pulled them even from a distance. Your memory became the one place where their heart felt unbroken. And in that realization, their final goodbye shattered. They understood that the universe was never pushing them away from you, it was pushing them toward you. Every sign they ignored, every dream they dismissed, every feeling they denied has risen now with undeniable force. Their goodbye was never an ending, it was the breaking of the shell that kept their truth from breathing. Something huge is waiting for you. Amen. Blessing 28:28. And now, my beloved child, prepare yourself for the revelation that turns this entire journey into a divine turning point. This person, who believed they were saying goodbye forever, is returning with a truth that will shake the foundation of your future. Not a half-truth, not a hesitant whisper, but a confession carved straight from the core of their soul. They will tell you what they feared, what they hid, what they felt, and why they vanished. They will admit that every moment without you felt like living in a story that wasn't theirs. And when they stand before you again, whether through a message, a meeting, or an unexpected moment, they will speak the words destiny has been preparing them to say, I'm not leaving. I'm finally ready to stay. And with those words, your life will shift into a chapter filled with clarity, healing, and a connection stronger than anything you have ever known. Because, my beloved child, something huge is waiting for you. Amen. Blessing 29:29.